Hello everyone, Armand's here, your Edinburgh wedding and proposal photographer. So today, as you can see, we're in a Calton Hill, one of the probably most popular proposal locations. So what I'm doing today is I have already made a blog post about most common places where to propose in Edinburgh. So that's been quite a few years already up. But I've noticed that I have actually no video talking about these locations. So what I'm doing today, probably today and tomorrow, I'll be visiting these locations and just kind of like give you a brief run through what the location looks like and what are the possibilities. On many of these locations I have already separate guides, like for example for Calton Hill I have a whole walk around guide where I just basically walk through and just show place by place on a Calton Hill where you could potentially propose. But today will be just kind of like a brief. So I'm going to 7 locations and I'm starting with Calton Hill. So we are on a Calton Hill here, as you can see. Wait, let me see if this is right. Yeah, you have a castle over there. So most common places to propose. Actually, people would go right up there on the corner basically, and they just do the proposal right there basically. So it's either up there or on the bottom of one monument, or sometimes people go next to the tower basically, to if they want more kind of like a quiet place where to propose, they would do it there. So this location is great because you have, as you can see, it's basically you have a city views around, then you have a Arthur seat at the back views as well, so you can walk around and they get quite good variety of different portraits basically up here. So that's probably, and it's also central. It's at the end of the Princess Street really, so it's very easy to get here. It's very easy to explain, where it is, where you have different locations where you could propose. So it's you have more opportunities basically here. So what I'll do now, so we've been on a Calton Hill here, as you can see. Now I'll be heading to actually Royal Mile and Castle, so see you there. Actually, before I'm heading down to car, I just came to other side of the Calton Hill, so we were right behind there, now we're on the other side here. So you have, as like I said, Arthur Seat right there, so we normally take a photo at the bottom there, so we're just gonna walk there. There's more green areas around here where you can have nice portraits. So I'm just gonna show you this bottom bit. So you have a green area over there behind that hill. You can just sit down, chill, open shadow, quite nice for portraits. And then you have this area basically here. So kind of more away from all tourists, so we can just come here, play, muck around, do all sorts of different kind of portraits. But yeah, this is other side of the Calton Hill. So let's head to Royal Mile. We are in a Royal Mile. As you can see, it's filled with people. So this is your common Royal Mile theme. So if you come here to propose, I'm probably not going to go further because there's some street artists singing, so you're probably not going to hear anything I'm saying. So if you come here to propose, you come here early, I mean like around 9. It might be busy here with offloading trucks, but that is your best bet when it's going to be the most quiet here. So so you come here either early morning or late in evening, probably around summertime. We're talking 7, probably 7, 8. This might calm down with the tourists, but not my favorite spot. But there's definitely things you can do on a Royal Mile. So you could go further up, for example, to do some shots there. You have a cathedral here. You can go behind a cathedral to do some shots and some closes as well. So there's a few things you can do within that 30-40 minute time when we take the portraits, and obviously we can walk up to the castle as well. There's like your Victoria Street, so it's quite nice to do some shots there as well. But definitely, when you consider Royal Mile, you need to think about the amount of people. So, and I definitely don't recommend you to do proposal in August here on Royal Mile. This street is just mobbed basically with tourists. It's a fringe festival, so loads is basically happening on this street. So, but yeah, in a nutshell, that's a Royal Mile for you. You can see actually behind there. It's a nice view. In terms of the spot where you would go, you actually would be just behind a cathedral most likely. So you probably would be where that car is coming in. So basically somewhere around there with just a nice view of the street. So yeah, so now we're heading to Castle. So I'll probably, I don't know, should I leave this on? Nah, probably that's okay. I was just gonna see you up there. I was just gonna walk up. It seems like quite busy. So I was just gonna see you at the castle. Wow. So we are in front of Edinburgh Castle. So on Esplanade. Well, on Esplanade you probably would not propose. Number one, during the summertime, they're building the installations up for a tattoo. So all this place is basically covered with seating, and there is like a little sliver for people to walk to the castle. So if you're thinking to propose in Edinburgh Castle, probably I would recommend you just simply to get the private area book. So book the private area. They have like a balcony. I can't remember what it costs, but you can check on Edinburgh Castle website or email them. I think in my castle guide I have actual link where you need to look. But basically you have like a little private area where you can do the quietly proposal. It's only for two of you. Nobody else would be there. Do the proposal, do some photos up on top of the castle, and then we would just walk down on Royal Mile and finish off with some photos in Royal Mile. I mean, you know, honestly, probably, was it last year? Yeah, last summer. I did actually proposal in Craig Miller Castle. I made a blog post about that as well. If she or you are castle daft and want to propose in a castle, I probably would recommend you that space. Much more quiet, less people. You can go on a bridge, and it's actually pretty much only two of you can fit there, so it's very straightforward, and I could keep the people back walking to you when you actually propose. So unless you really want Edinburgh Castle, of course you do it, book the private area, do it basically. But you have also option of other places where you could book. I think what was this? I might be doing a whole castle guide anyway, just a few castles around Edinburgh where you could do the proposal if you really want to do castles. I have photographed loads of weddings in those places, so I kind of know what the location gives, what are your options. But yeah, so this is your Esplanade, this is your Edinburgh Castle here. There's a massive construction going on now. It's going to be whole summer like this, but there are parts of the year where they don't do this, and all the installations are down. But yeah, you probably would not be proposing on Esplanade anyway, considering how many people are here, and 90% of guys who email me, they always say, oh, you know, I want as quiet place as possible. So this is definitely not that. So yeah, so that's that. So what I'll do now, I'm gonna head, I have few places to go, but I think I'm gonna go closer to Arthur's Seat. I'm not planning to climb Arthur's Seat. It's quite hot here, and I just like, nah, you know, I have a whole separate Arthur's Seat guide, so you can just kind of like read through that. It shows the video of me actually climbing, getting to spots, etc, etc. But I was just gonna go on the bottom of Arthur's Seat and just talk a little bit about the location, show you around. It's nice sunny day. It'll look quite nice in the video as well. So yeah, so that's that. See you next to Arthur's Seat. Hello. So here we are, next to Arthur's Seat. Arthur's Seat is right there on the top there. So that's your Arthur's Seat there. I'm standing on one of the mounds, basically on the base of the Arthur's Seat. So about this location. Oh, look at this weather and colors, all yellows. It's May, so it's all coming on. So we have chapel right there, Arthur Seat right there. Then we have another way to climb kind of next to Arthur Seat there, and obviously we have a city over there. So what do you need to know about this location? Well, number one, it's Arthur Seat, so you'll have to climb it. It's probably around good 40-minute climb. I've had recently a few couples who underestimated that climb. So basically you're starting from the base here, and then you can see over there you kind of like climb all the way up. I mean, it's okay, 40 minutes is like when you take some gaps and sit down like me. But I've had few situations recently where girls didn't want to continue the climb, so they went kind of halfway and decided, you know what, it's just a bit too much. Kind of not really kind of turnaround situation. So there are a couple of things which you need to know about the locations up on Arthur Seat. So obviously you can propose right on the top of the Arthur Seat, which is fine, which is normally where we do it. But then for those who are, if you feel like she's, starts complaining halfway, then there is an option basically to do it kind of halfway. I have a whole Arthur Seat guide talking about, where and how the photos look like, and the videos and stuff up there. I didn't want to climb the Arthur Seat today one more time. I've done it so many times. So I just decided, okay, I'm just going to stay on the base and just talk about it basically. So yes, so there is option in the halfway to do a proposal. It's actually quite nice, secluded area in terms of the photos. So obviously we have a proposal on the top, and then after photos we either make way back and we just kind of like finish off in this kind of like a green area here, or we just basically photograph everything up there. I mean, in terms of variety of the backgrounds, you have a mountain, so green, rocks, few cityscapes. That's about it basically. So if you're looking for kind of like variety of options and views and things like that, go to Calton Hill. Arthur Seat is great for those a little bit more adventurous couples who just you do the fair bit of hill walking. You're used to all that. You don't care about that 40-minute steep climb up. So that's for those kind of couples, or someone who just wants to venture out and wants to do that climb. It would be fine. So I would kind of up to you to decide if she will gonna do it or not. So it just depends, obviously weather too, so you need to keep in mind the weather. It's Scotland at the end of the day, so we can have funky weather going on. So or you could just go and propose up on a chapel, or you have a pond right on the base there. I've done some proposals on the base there too. Actually it was quite nice, and on a day like today it's actually not many people, so you could easily do it down there if you wanted a bit more kind of like a quiet spot. So yeah, so that's, and where I'm standing actually is quite nice. As you can see, nobody's here. There were two ladies earlier, but nobody's here. You could just come up here. I would just sit on the side, and you have a nice view. You have a Calton Hill, you have a city, and just do it right here basically on the top. It's great. When I did my Arthur Seat view, actually I didn't climb up here, so this is quite handy that I have actually come up here. I did a video from a chapel view. So yes, but yeah, it's nice spot right here, and then we just simply go down there and finish photos down there. So anyway, so yes, so that's basically your Arthur Seat. So here we are. Again, many options. Your Arthur Seat, chapel, loch. You can go down on a base. You can propose up here. So you have again different opportunities where you could do it. So yes, hopefully this helps. So later in a day today, I'm going to Portobello Beach. So unusual location, but somebody, you know, who wants a water and sit down next to water, yeah, that's a great place. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to the Portobello Beach, and next time I'll see you there. Sunset on a Portobello Beach. I don't know how much you'll be able to hear. Obviously, it's really windy here, but yeah. So we're on a Portobello Beach. So someone who fancies, you know, water, walk along the beach and get down on the knee, you know, this is the place. So as you can see, now we have water retreating quite far away. Normally beach is quite close to promenade, so fairly easy to get from the city center to the beach. But yeah, so that's your Portobello here. Let's swing you around. Woo! Nice sunset. So yes, other things you might need to know. So obviously it's a beach, daytime, crazy busy with people around, so maybe might not be the best time to do it. Try to maybe do it, you know, again morning, or like I'm here now in evening, around 8 o'clock. So nice light, pretty quiet, just, you know, we can all walk along the beach, you get down on the knee, I take photos, and we just have a nice photos just on the beach, basically wandering along the promenade. So, or same in the morning we could do it as well. Obviously, well, we have dogs on the beach as well, so if you don't fancy dogs, then probably this is not the place for you. Especially imagine if you're getting down on a knee and dog runs up to you and thinks, you know, you're gonna give a treat or something. Oh, we have some sandcastle action going on here. Well, this is something what you could build as well. So what else? I think for Portobello Beach, I mean, it's very straightforward. There is no really any difficulty here. Beach is beach, you know, and you just do your thing. So it's entirely up to you. You can see on my website, I haven't done actually proposals on the beach. Everyone is kind of like gearing towards the city, but you know, if the beach is your thing, water is your thing, you know, you can do it in Portobello. There is a nicer beach called Gullen Beach, but you need to drive there, so that would be extra cost for you, but that is a beautiful place. So maybe you can Google it, you know, if you're into beaches, that would be maybe something for you to consider. Anyway, so tomorrow I'm gonna cover my last locations, Botanics and Circus Lane. So we're gonna do some of that. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Morning everyone. So next day we're on a Circus Lane, a very famous Circus Lane, most Instagrammable street in Edinburgh. I don't know why. But it's pretty, but there are more prettier streets probably in Edinburgh anyway. I have a few clients actually living on the street, and they always laugh how annoyed they are about tourists coming in here. But anyway, so let me swing you around. So this is what we have. We have a street. So that's basically your entrance there from the main road. I mean, you could enter from both sides, but generally everyone would be entering through that side. I mean, it's pretty, you know, you have your greenery. Normally what couples would do, they would go right there, somewhere in that spot. I'll show you from this side actually. So like that. So that's about it basically. So what you need to remember when you come here, well, in springtime, you don't have all these florals and stuff here, so it's kind of grayish. Now it looks very pretty. But what I would say you need to remember is that hopefully on the day when you come here, there is no bin day. Because I've had once a situation when there was a bin day and all green bins were out and a guy actually proposed right next to the bin. So that was yeah, that was definitely not ideal. But yeah, so let me explain you what happens here. So normally, obviously, we have a street. Actually, let me swing you around. So on a day when you arrive, obviously you have your proposal. You do it, you know, it takes whatever, five minutes. You come in, do the proposal, done. We take few shots around here. Normally here, there is on a corner one shot we do, and then after that, really, you know, the only place where normally I take couples is a little park nearby along the water, so we just get some shots done there. And that's about it. That's basically, you know, it's quite nice there. I think I'm sure I have online in a gallery examples from that park as well. So yeah, so that's basically a circus lane. I mean, it's pretty, but you need to make a decision. Okay, is it that important? Are you ready to wait in a queue? You know, for example, now there were two couples taking photos, so you would need to kind of hang around for that photo. You know, you ask her to step in. When she steps in, you know, you probably would ask her to look away or whatever. Get your ring out, unless you get that ring out already prior and put it in your back pocket as you walk to the spot. So, but after that, we just basically head down there. Head down there to the park and just get basically more photos done. Right, so now let's head to my last spot, Botanics. It'll be a bit more quiet, to talk, and I can explain you all the other things you might need to know. Okay, see you later. Right, we are at Botanics. So I'm by the east gate. That's the gate, the metal gate with nice petals. So that's your east gate. Most likely you'll be arriving to east gate as well when you come here for your proposal. I mean, there's a west gate, but that's other side of the garden, and I don't like, most likely will be coming through the east gate anyway. So what I'll do, to make it nice, short and quick, I'll take you to a few spots, the three main spots where proposals happen. I think I have a whole walk around the Botanics anyway, but I would say I love Botanics, but you need to remember, when you, like, the last thing that you want to do, oh, they're building something new here. The last thing what you want to do is to arrive to Botanics and you want me to follow you all the time. And you'll say, oh, I'm just gonna find a spot and I'm just gonna do it. But this has happened before, and it just is really hard for me, just to keep following you, to be unnoticed, and I need to take a gap, and I'm always kind of, you know, nervous. Will he do it? Is he gonna do it now or there or here? And I need to stress to make sure that I can be there when you're actually getting down on your knees. So what I normally say, just watch the video, decide, okay, this is the spot, and that is the spot we are focusing on when you're going to do the proposal. After the proposal, yes, we have a nice walk around the gardens, get some shots around the gardens, you know, but the job is done by that point, and there is no need anymore for me lurking around and figuring out when exactly you're planning to do. Right, so first spot, we just by the entrance. Actually, all three spots are here by the entrance pretty much. So number one, we have done a proposal before here, by this birch tree. So it's nice, you walk in, you know, or you both basically walk in and just, is this, yeah, and then just basically do it right here. So it's a nice big tree. Now they're looking, looks like they're building a bridge here over this little river. That's something new. So it's like they're making a path now here to walk through here. So yeah, so that's number one. Maybe in the future, what you need to be aware of, that people will be passing that bridge and coming through here. So normally you would be proposing right here in front of the tree, so maybe on a side somewhere, you know, we just kind of need to figure out if there are people coming in or no, so try to do it when there are no people. So the next spot is right here next to the tree, over the river, on the little bridge. We have done a proposal there too. I'll quickly, actually I'm gonna swing you around so you can see. You need to look at my face all the time. Right, so here you walk up, so your birch tree was right there over the bridge. There's another spot which is just up here. So I normally stay on the bottom, and there is a little waterfall. So basically I would be probably somewhere here, and you would be up there. I'll take you up there, I'll just show you. This lens is quite wide and I can't really zoom in. I most likely will be actually here standing. So myself would be probably somewhere here and you would be on that bridge there. What you need to be aware of in this spot, here we go, there's a little bridge, that's your waterfall, and I would be right there standing, right there. So what you need to be aware of in this spot is people passing by. So sometimes people queue up for a photo on that bridge. So there's like a little line forming over there. So you need to kind of like think, okay, I mean, it's not really a problem. You know, you just walk in, both of you, you get on your knee, do your thing, job is sorted basically. So kind of straightforward, but you need to kind of be aware of that might happen. There's a nice kind of like spot on the top there past the bridge as well, but I'll take you there. I have been thinking it would be nice for a proposal, but I think that place is quite hard for you to make an excuse for her to turn away, or you know, look at the waterfall or this or that. There you need to kind of, I mean, you could right on the top of the landing. I'll take you up there. So if you come around, that was your waterfall right there. You come through here, and then there is like a little landing here up on the top. I mean, the nice view is nice. So you have all of that greenery, and you would just do it, you know, kind of like she stands there, you're here, and I'm over there basically, kind of thing, and just do it. We have a little like a rope fence thing here, but you know, it is what it is basically. You know, it's another spot. If you feel like it's really cramped there, and you know, if you feel like it's no good, no go, you feel a bit stressed, you can bring her here, you know, let her to stand, or you know, look away. By the time she turns around, you grab your ring, you come in front of her here, ta-da-da, do the thing, sorted, and I'm over there basically. However, if I'm standing over there on the other side and you do not do the proposal and come through here, I need time to get here, so you can't just rush this thing. So I probably, if you don't do it, I'll come on a bridge, I'll quickly run it over, and I'm just gonna come here. Well, I'll try to do this as how can I say, discreetly as possible, so she doesn't notice some freak is running around basically and pointing camera at you. Anyway, let's go to the next spot. So that next spot is right here as well, nearby. So that's your big tree here. We do some photos next to this tree. So it's right here, like that. But we're gonna walk through here. This is normally where the weddings happen. So outdoors wedding ceremonies in summertime happen here. So if you're proposing on Saturday, sometimes on Friday, you might want to find out if there is a wedding on or no, or do it early morning before wedding kicks off. So this is woodland garden. So these are your beautiful trees here. Actually, let's go in the middle. I love this spot here. Massive trees. So you're in the middle. You come in. Be aware where I'm standing. Oh, am I going to be sprayed with water? Who knows? So basically, yes. So you're in the middle. Be aware where I am. So if you pick this spot, I normally check where I'm standing. I'm normally going to be standing there on that green path. So that means you need to stand in one line like this. So when I photograph you from this side, I can see both of you as you go down on your knee. Normally I would be on that side. I can be on the other side too, but once I take a position, you kind of like look at me and you know which way you need to go down on your knee, which is normally parallel of me. Right, let's swing it out. So that's your main spots in botanics. I mean, there are loads of places where you could sneak away and do your proposal, but I mean, there's, for example, this one here. I was just going to quickly show you. I've done some photos here as well. I mean, this is gorgeous. Look at this. It's all red. In a week's time, this all gonna be basically red here. So, I mean, spots like that, you know. Oh, she wants a photo next to it. Great, you know. Do it. I'll be, you know, standing next to you. But what you need to be aware of when you're proposing in the gardens, it's such a vast space that you don't want to start experimenting, walking around and making decisions on the fly, you know, making me to follow you, you know. In probably 10-15 minutes, she will notice that this guy is, wherever we are, he has a big camera with him, you know. And she might start, you know, already kind of start thinking, okay, what's going on basically here. I'm trying to be as discreet as possible, but I can't be too far away from you because I can't, you know, I don't know what moment you're going to go down. So I need to be fairly close to you to get this done well. So that's kind of, you know, make a plan. Watch this video. You know, if you want, I can send you the full walk around the Botanic Gardens video where I kind of go to all around and talk about all sorts of different spots. But yeah, that's kind of your Botanic Gardens. Now, what also I would say is I have another guide with videos walking around of more of less known places in Edinburgh. So these are more quiet places, less known little parks, little areas where you can just sneak away and do your proposal. And generally, it's very quiet in those. It's generally very quiet in those locations, and it's pretty easy to do it. It might not be the most, how can I say, picturesque place, but it's going to be quiet. So for those who are really shy, want to get away, you know, that is your opportunity maybe to watch those videos. There's a whole blog post about those locations, or you can come to the Botanics and go in those, you know, like for example, with those big redwood trees, with just go and do it there. So, but yeah, there is another guy. So yeah, I hope this was helpful for you. That's me done with 7 most popular locations around Edinburgh. Probably if you're watching this video, you're on my blog post already, or there is a blog post in the description where there are a couple more places, I think honorable mentions, you know, to have a look. But yeah, so I hope this was helpful. And if you're planning your proposal in Edinburgh, get in touch. Armand's from A-Photography. Thank you. Bye-bye.